It is Wednesday. It is Obsessive Sneaker Disorder time. OSD episode 350. Yes, we are the Sole Doctors and Disorderlies coming to you live and direct on the internet every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a brand new show. We never know where this may go, but that's exactly how we like it. So thank you for tuning in. My name is D. Wells, like I said earlier. Man, Mother Nature is changing things. It is warm. It is beautiful weather. It is short season. It is sneaker season. All the people that have been, particularly in North America, that have been kind of hemmed up, boxed up, snowed in, now's the time to get outside and enjoy some of this magnificent weather. So I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here with you, the people, as we talk about obsessive sneaker disorder. So let's get right to it. We gotta go straight to the one and only, the professor himself, Dr. Paper Chaser. What's up?
What is good, Soul Brother number one?
Good stuff.
Soul Doctors, Disorderlies around the world, welcome to Obsessive Sneaker Disorder, episode number 350. That is correct. The number is correct. Episode number 350. We've been talking kicks since 2007, and here we are, episode number 350. We have a lot to discuss tonight, a few events, some openings, some teaching, some other stuff going on. But we're going to run right through all that and make sure that everybody's up to speed and gets the info that they need and expect from the world's most dangerous talk show, Obsessive Sneaker Disorder. So our homie from the H-Town Space City is here. Greetings.
What's up, D? What's up, Paper? What's up, all the obsessive sneaker disorderlies around the world? Working hard. It's crunch time. 45 days, a month and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Till the H-Town Sneaker Summit goes down at NRG Park. Really looking forward to the summer event. It's known as the biggest one of the year. So if you're anywhere in the vicinity or have a ride, you know, or a way to get down here, this is where you want to be. Sunday, July 26th, sneakersummit.com for all the info. I think the hotel deal expires in a couple of weeks, so you want to check that out.
Hey, Kadoma.
So, yes, sir.
This is for you because I know what you're going through.
Oh, man. Hey, I've been doing this for 12 years, so I've took a licking and kept on ticking.
Hey, this ain't no iced tea.
All right.
This one's for you. This ain't no iced tea.
Yeah, I'll have one of those after the summit. That's that strawberry iced tea down there in Miami.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This right here is what I'm known for.
I was down with the homies down in Miami last year, and we went in a bar, and the guy was like, "You want a really strong drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try. What do you got?" He's like, "I got something called the strawberry iced tea."
Huh.
He brought it. It was red, but it tasted like somebody squeezed out the bar towel in a cup.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It was pretty bad.
Wow.
He said squeezed out the bar towel.
No.
Cup. Wow. What a description. So, Kadoma.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you give the people all the information or where they can go centrally to get all the information that they need to have for the summit. Go ahead and do that right now.
Man, we're not hard to find. I mean, these days people want to leave a comment on Instagram. Like, we got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got a website. Like, just sneakersummit.com. It's got all the info you need. It's got a tab about shows, like all the shows we've got up and coming. It's got another tab for travel, like our hotel and airfare deals. It's got a contact tab, so you can contact us about, you know, whatever ideas you have, how you want to be involved. We're also looking to hire people. We've been looking for a while. We're always looking to grow.
That's right.
And push this thing further. So we've got that on there. We've also got a ticket tab, so you can secure your tickets and tables. This event has a history of selling out. Like, we do run out of space. So, I know the sneakerhead lives sneaker release to sneaker release, but if you're serious about having a spot at Sneaker Summit, you need to reserve that spot now. I mean,
True.
we keep it pretty affordable. It starts at $80 per table. You get 4 tickets with each table. So that's $20 a person. You can't even go to a club with your friends for $20.
Word.
So I think that's pretty affordable for a stadium caliber event. We realize without the exhibitors, there is no event, so we try to keep that affordable for all our exhibitors. They make the show. Um, we're working on some things. We got a couple of things coming together, so hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll be making some announcements here. But you guys know we always try to bring it, and it's not just a buy sell trade show. It's a celebration of sneaker culture and the sneaker
Right.
community.
That's right.
That's what we aim to do, and we're all about growing the community and celebrating that community and pushing the culture forward. Live by the OSD mantra.
Appreciate, educate, elevate,
Yeah,
baby.
that's what we're aiming to do. So, if you get butt hurt that you couldn't flip your KDs at our event, maybe our event is not the right event for you. So,
Word.
so,
Deal with
For
it.
real.
yeah, I'm sure you can find another one. But
Word.
yeah, we'll have some special guests in the house, and hopefully they'll be able to talk to you guys, and you can learn or gals, and you can learn a thing or two, and it's just about growing, man. Come grow with us. That's what we're about.
Hey, dear brother Kadoma, may I suggest something for
Go
this,
ahead.
for the disorderlies listening around the world too? It might be a good idea to set up that table where you're taking submissions for people who want to work for SneakerSummit.com.
Yeah, we thought about that. We thought about that. We're doing good though. Slowly but surely. We're filling spots, and it's been a 12-year process. People like to ask me like, how long did it take you to put this event together? I say 12 years because each one's been a building block, and we've definitely acquired people along the way. We're blessed that everybody has a unique individual talent, whether it be running the floor with like Alicia or manning the mic like Oak Cliff. J Nature's out there doing promotion. Uh, Ralph G's taking care of our VIPs. Like, everybody's got a unique talent on our squad, and they all came together because they have a shared passion for sneakers, and that's the way it should be. Like, I don't want to force anybody's hand to work with Sneaker Summit. This is not your everyday 9 to 5 where you go punch a clock and you sit there miserable, chained to a keyboard or assembly line for 8 hours a day. This is something, if you're there, you want to be there. You almost have to be there to become a part of it. So, it's coming together organically, and we're happy with that. We just may do that to see what's out there, but
Mhm.
usually, the passionate people and the serious people, they'll find us. So that's not something I'm too worried about.
Your word is heard. 7/26 Sunday, H-Town Sneaker Summit, SneakerSummit.com. You want to get there. You don't want to play and wait until the 24th or the 25th and be like, I might go to the summit.
Yeah,
You might not.
it'll be too late. Mess
Yeah.
around, it'll be too late.
You might not. And, world-renowned sneaker event that is easily a hallmark to what sneaker culture is all about and what a sneaker event should be like.
Yeah.
So, once again, I enjoy going to Houston. D enjoys going to Houston. A lot of the Sole Doctors enjoy going to Houston and just experiencing the city, not just being in a room full of people with a whole bunch of sneakers that we may or may not have. We use that hashtag people over sneakers. If you believe in that, use that hashtag on social media and make sure you get to the summit and see what hashtag people over sneakers is all about. So
Yeah, I
that's
saw
all we got.
somebody took that slogan from us too. You're gonna start seeing it a lot more.
Somebody took what slogan?
People over politics is the new slogan for 2016.
And they took it.
Yeah, so
We
but
got,
that's cool. That's cool. We can keep using it.
listen, there's more than one good idea in our brains. It's all good.
Yeah, we just throw them out there.
But
We're like at the after party, just throwing out ideas.
making it rain with our brain. Right, D? Making it rain with our brain.
Exactly.
So here's one idea no one's caught on to that you can only get here at OSD, and that is the stock report. So it's been a very good day, D Wells.
It has been? Wow.
It has been a very good day.
Okay.
We have Nike finishing at 103.30, up $1.95 per share on the day. We have Skechers. D Wells, you're going to have to make a prediction on this. We have Skechers finishing at 109.31 per share, up 43 cents on the day. If y'all are sleeping on Skechers stock, wherever you are, you're stupid. VF Corporation finished at $70.03 per share, up 60 cents per. Under Armour finished at $81.54, up 87 cents per, having a solid postseason in the NBA, as well as a few other developments they got coming. Deckers Outdoor Corporation, parent company for Uggs, Teva, a few others, finished at $73.90. That's down $1.19 per share. Big drop for them on the day after they've been having some favorable reviews. Foot Locker Incorporated, rounding out our stocks on the New York Stock Exchange, finished at $62.50 per share, up 50 cents per. Adidas AG on the OTC market finished at $40.28 per share, up 112. One tweezy. Puma AG on the ETR market finished at 144.20 in euros, up 30 cents per. eBay finished on the Nasdaq at $60.47 per share. That's a noteworthy accomplishment for them for the day, up 6 cents per. And Finish Line Incorporated, rounding out the stocks that we watch, also on the Nasdaq, finished at $26.44 per share, now 18 cents per. So if you've been keeping score, that's 8 stocks that were in the positive and 2 that were in the negative on the day. Last week, I regretfully wasn't able to get on properly and report, but every stock last week on the list was positive. So
okay, and let's talk about the fiscal calendar just ended or something, right?
Fiscal is about to be over.
What does that mean? I think that the quarter ended, or what just happened?
Mm-hmm. It's where we at? July 31st ends fiscal year, correct?
So for a lot of folks, it does. It does.
So we still got some time. But a quarter did just end not too long ago.
It's a lot of green, literally.
Yes.
A lot of green.
Lot of green. Once again, if you are still interested in investing, please hit us up at info@osdlive.com. Sole Dr. D. Wells, myself, any one of us can point you in the right direction on how to just bypass a couple of Jordan Retros, or a couple of LeBrons, or a couple of something that cost a couple of $100. Just forego, and we will gladly show you what to do to get in the game. You don't even need that much. D. Wells says it. You don't even need that much. to get in. Just a start, maybe one pair of sneakers.
True
Just a
indeed.
start. Invest. Get in on the other side of the game. So, that segues us to, of course, the fact that social studies is back. Registration is now open for social studies. We are returning for the summer 2015. Classes begin on July 21st, 2015. It's an 8-week process, an experience that will end on September 8th. Registration now open, like we said. If you head over to osd.com, check out the latest blog post, you'll see all the info you need in regard to registering for social studies. We have an Eventbrite page set up. Hit us up. You got any questions? We're looking forward to having people, as we've had in the past, sneaker lovers from around the world, gaining some of the knowledge that we have to offer, and we're very excited about it coming back. We actually took too long to bring it back, but we're bringing it back, and you guys will not regret it, those of you who sign up. So a lot of interesting sponsors are a part of it this year. We got some people who have decided to help us with contributing some very cool things to some of our top graded or top learned students. So stay tuned for that. Once again, any questions, info@osdlive.com. So, D. Wells.
Yes, sir.
We have to talk about the fact that you predicted, again, we're talking money.
Money.
You predicted that at about 102, Nike would split again, and they haven't. Why haven't they?
Well, to be completely honest, I don't know officially yet, but they have a lot of cash on hand. Their stock has been doing, has been performing really good. So I'm surprised that it hasn't yet. But the only thing I could think is because of the fiscal year and whether or not, actually I started to look this up real quickly, whether or not Nike fiscal year, what their calendar, how that falls. So I'm going to take a quick look and see what the good old internet says.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that I can see. So it says, so more recently, today reported financial results for its fiscal year 2014 first quarter ended. So their first quarter just came out. So their calendar is odd. It said that they reported the quarter ended
May 31st.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. Wow, fast fingers.
Yeah,
So,
well, no, that's what I was trying to say before. I just didn't know. I had to hit our boy Active Adrian, and he let me know on the text message.
Okay.
But that's what I was saying. Their fiscal year just ended May 31st. So has it been on the up and up ever since that ended? And I mean, does that have anything to do with it trending upward right now, right after the report came out?
Right. So their numbers, we know and actually reported some of their numbers back, for the fourth quarter. And now that they're into their first quarter, it wouldn't be surprising when they'll report numbers to the street, to all the analysts and all that stuff. So once those numbers hit, that's usually when the announcement will come, or rumors, I should say, from the analysts will say, expect Nike to have a split in the very near future. So if this is here we are June 10th, probably by the end of this month, or right after the 4th of July is usually when those calls start happening with Susquehanna and all the house, Bear Stearns, Goldman Sachs, you name them. They'll start having their conference calls and start talking about performance numbers from Mark Parker and anyone else in the executive team, saying about this is what we're seeing, talk about trends, forecasting, orders, any delays possibly of orders, being shipped or hitting store shelves. So Yeah, I would say at this point I'm going to speculate that July will be the time. If it is going to split, that will be the time.
Mhm.
So,
Well, usually when a company has a lot of cash on hand like that, and it's just hand over fist, and the stock is performing the way it is, um, unless there is a new innovation of some sort coming from that company to get people excited about, they're going to have to split again just to keep the investors
yeah.
intrigued and excited about the future.
Or
So,
they're holding off on purpose. Sorry to jump in.
mhm.
Is with all the news, and we knew this was announced at the end of 2014, the whole deal with the NBA apparel deal that
Yep,
just became, or it's not official yet, but
not
it's
official,
pretty
but it's
much
being reported.
it's being reported. The ink is going to be signed off. It's going to hit and become official. I wouldn't be surprised maybe by the end of this week
Yeah.
or or Monday that Nike will become the official NBA uniform sponsor for 2017-18 season,
Hmm.
and not just with uniforms. They're also talking about on court as well as off court apparel,
Hmm.
which also boxes out Under Armour because we knew that Under Armour was trying to get that off-court apparel deal. So it
Well,
looks like Nike is trying to be really, really greedy and
mhm.
gobble up that whole pie and not, slare. They don't want to share a slice. Let's be honest.
It
They don't want to
doesn't
share.
box them out unless there's a clause that says the NBA can't serve a license to them. Nike can't do that. There are
Right, but let's be honest. We know Nike is famous
mhm.
for we want this, and this is how, please make it happen, and we're going to sweeten the deal by adding some other stuff too.
No, totally. But I
So,
mean, the NBA would be silly to grant Nike that clause that says they can't do licensed apparel with anyone else. So Under Armour can still do licensed apparel. It just depends on what those restrictions are as far as what constitutes the apparel that can be licensed. Um, but there are tons and tons of licensed product from the NBA that's out there. It's just it depends on what the nature of the product is. I mean, you got fatheads, you got stuff like that. You got all different other kind of stuff that has to get a license from the NBA to be manufactured. That Under Armour still falls under that, technically speaking. It may not be the stuff that, of course, on and off court apparel that Nike wants to reign the day in, which, of course, to be honest, they're going to have that anyway, because once people are Nike head to toe, I mean, you're not going to throw an Under Armour piece in the mix like how Adidas forced you to do. If you wanted to rock that, shooter jacket or the warm up pant or even, the t shirts, just a simple, logo tee, it was Adidas.
right.
I think Nike boxed that out where that's not going to happen anymore. And you're going to be consistently head to toe Nike if you want to go team apparel like that.
I
And
guess I guess I look at it as this. Nike already has a lot of power. They just are gaining more power, and I don't like it. That's just the honest to God's truth. Like, it's sad. There's nobody else who can compete with Nike. Everyone's gunning for them, but no one can beat them. But you could be really good if Silver and all the other folks in the NBA say we're not going to cave. We're not going to give them the whole damn pie. Like,
mhm.
let someone else sit at the table. Let someone else eat. You
I
know?
think you're going to see that happen a little bit because of what happened with FIFA. A lot of people are like, what's the big deal with FIFA? It's
Mm,
backing some of those sweetened deals away from the table now because people are gun shy of actual criminal ramifications of backroom deals.
mm.
Yeah.
So monopolizing your position
It's
is
not
going to be
good.
a very it's a trepidatious thing right now. People are going to
Yeah.
tiptoe around that now and be a little gun shy for the next couple of years through
Hmm.
the Olympics. I think this is going to bring the Olympics back to pure also a little bit in that the over marketing and sponsorship is going to be looked at and scrutinized very highly. And so not so much the deal you get, but the deal that you get that boxes somebody else out is going to be a dangerous territory.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in favor for it. You know, I think that exclusive deal is good for Nike. It's good for the NBA. I wish that Under Armour would have got the deal and add some new flavor to the mix. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's business, and we can't, you know, knock Nike for putting themselves in the position they're in. I mean, they work very hard to be in that position, and you know, the other brands, I don't know. You know, Adidas had the deal. Did they get everything they wanted out of it? Probably not, since they bowed out gracefully. You know, Under Armour's got a ton of cash they're sitting on. They're looking to make a power move. Do they really want to be the stepchild in this NBA apparel deal? I think their money would be wiser spent elsewhere personally. Um, you know, I'd like to see them go after another signature athlete to pair up with Steph Curry.
They are.
Yeah, but
what you're saying, Kadoma, is really smart because some of our viewers might not be our age, but we remember when these kind of contracts actually went to sportswear supply companies. Your shoe companies weren't doing this. There was Champion, Riddell, you know, all these actual supply companies, the clothing that we were used to getting from the cage that had nothing to do with our sneakers.
Right.
They were, you know, and so Champion, you know, these kind of companies. And so I think that some of these other brands that aren't big enough to equip that way, it wouldn't help them if they did get the deal. It just wouldn't.
I mean, I'd like to see what Under Armour could do with the NBA apparel deal. I'm not too psyched on getting Flynet basketball jerseys. You know, we know that's where it's gonna go.
Flynet basketball jerseys.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. Nike doesn't have the whole kit and caboodle already. Stance is already the official sock provider for the NBA before this deal was inked. You have other apparel. You got watches. You got hats. You got other aspects to the, you know, off-court apparel that are already licensed to other companies. So Nike's never going to have the whole kit and caboodle as far as licensing goes. So that always leaves room for some creativity for someone to slide in with something.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I mean by these. That's what I mean by these other brands. These former 60s, 70s, 80s even. These other brands that were equipment suppliers, literally gym clothing, that had the deals. That it'll never go that way anymore because, as you said, Paper, the off-court apparel is way too big a business for them. Licensing that out is great for the NBA. On-court and official game apparel, as much as people think that's moving the needle, I don't think it is really, or Riddell and Champion and these other brands would be massive right now because they did have these deals. So I think that for the Under Armours and other brands and Stance, and I think it's important for them that the licensing is still wide open off the court.
Yeah. And it will be. I mean, you got watches, you got hats, you got socks, you got all different kind of, you got wristbands, you got all these other different kind of things that also, you know, are on the fringes of and outside of the realm of on and off court apparel that have to be licensed to other people. You know, if the NBA wants to make money off of their own licensing, you know, properly, you got to leave it open like that. You can't just let Nike make everything because then everything's going to look like a piece of shit fuel band.
Fuel band. Fuel band jerseys.
Fuel band looking jerseys and fly knit jerseys, like Kadoma said. Like
I'm just waiting for the long sleeve and the you know the ads, the sponsors all over like NASCAR drivers. No.
Again, that's another. You just proved another point to why Nike can't have exclusive licensing for everything, because with the NBA's ambitions to go global, that's one of the things that they're going to have to do,
Yeah,
and
they're gonna share that canvas.
that's why Adidas was making those jerseys that look like they look, and those outfits to appeal to a more European audience that's into the NBA these days. But
And as much as we didn't like them, to a point, that European push, that other culture push, actually worked. It moved the needle a little bit.
it did, because I mean, you have more international players in the NBA now than you've ever had who are actually really, really good. I mean, you had a time where it was one or two international players that were really dope.
Yeah.
And you had that point where it was like Yao Ming and nobody knew any other foreign players ever
Yeah,
existed.
yeah.
Well, I
And
mean, let's not forget the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, they're the latest dynasty, and they're chock full of international players.
exactly, exactly.
Well, and
That,
even just on the style front, there's several international teams that still play in speed suits. You would think they're going to a track meet. And so we don't like the tight jerseys. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the country, they're playing head to toe speed suits. I know, right? Yeah, speed suits
So
on the
we
court.
can't get off this topic without talking about what's going on in the finals right now.
Oh man.
I mean, we got Kyrie Irving hurt now with a busted kneecap. I have never in my life seen so many superstar, marquee, signature sneaker athletes injured. Is it the shoes? Got to be the shoes.
I think it's the schedule. I think it's the schedule. It's the schedule.
It's the schedule.
Oh God,
I mean,
man! As a high profile athlete, the wear and tear you put on your body, man, it's not fun.
I
It's
mean,
not
we
fun at
used to
all.
see guys take a lot more contact in our day, and they would still play through it.
I don't know that the coverage is like it is. Like, we weren't getting doctors' reports like we do now. Those guys they were tough, but we're nostalgizing about how tough they were. Them dudes was out a lot, and the schedule was much different.
And we've seen LeBron, put the team on his back though, and will his way to 2 wins now. He's only got
Man,
2
they
more.
said Delvedonna is dehydrated. He was in the hospital for dehydration. Like, these dudes are putting it all out there. If Golden State catches fire, this could change really quickly, because I feel like this: the Cavs are playing as well as they possibly can. Their best ball ever, and just getting by.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, that's how I feel. I feel
I just have the Under Armour versus Nike war, because when Steph Curry's MVP shoe comes out on June 21st, I want to see just how well people have received the Curry one, because it's sold out everywhere.
And
every
locally, I've already heard from one of the box retailers, the medium box retailers here that I deal with a lot, and they said they have them in stock in the basement. They can't release them. They're taking calls already. They reached that level. Yep.
Yeah, I think that Curry kind of took away some of the KD appeal from Nike. KD was big last year. He was the real MVP. And then he signed that big deal over the summer and came out with a new shoe. His price shot up. And then, now Curry kind of has that same appeal that KD had. He's not like astronomical box price like LeBron, or kids related more to KD than they did LeBron. Now, KD's hurt, and his shoe is priced a little higher. But here comes Curry. He's got that same appeal. I can do everything on the court that Steph Curry could do.
Well, and what's funny is what's that old joke that you hear the parents say, like, I'll make one that look just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Under Armour lost KD, and they got one that's pretty much just like him, from the nice guy image on down to the MVP award.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about Steph that I love? And this is for all the young basketball players, and this is why he's appealing to them. He has his work ethic on full display before a game. You see him double handling with the double basketballs, handling. See the shot. You see all that stuff that the young kids are doing. They're being forced to do in practice. And Steph is super relatable on court to that kid who wants to reach that level. You don't get to see what LeBron's doing in practice or KD because they have closed practices because of the media and all that. So the only time you get to see those heavyweight athletes is in that quick warm-up before a game. But guess what? In a quick warm-up before the game, you see Steph Curry doing the stuff that kid in Omaha, Nebraska's coach is teaching him in the drills.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And on top of that, he is that kid quite literally because he's too small. He's not quick enough. He's got no handles. These are all the things they said about him coming into the league.
He's not that superhero build like LeBron. Neither is KD, but KD's 6'10". But Steph is that guy that the young kids are going, I could be that guy. I
look like him. I play. Yeah, exactly.
I totally could be. And that has made his shoes more desirable among kids who are coming up on the court. I'm starting to see Under Armour basketball shoes on a court more than I've ever seen Under Armour anywhere, and more than Adidas. I've been on a basketball court.
Bold statement.
No,
it's true. It's absolutely true.
It's the truth. For the last 6 months,
Under Armour owned football for a while.
Man, literally out here, like we always joke, out here in soccer mom land, team sports land, where it's minivans and high mommies, I hear the reps and the workers at these places talking about all that we can keep in. We can barely keep in the Under Armour basketball shoes because the price point is great, the colors and the look are what the kids want, and they got a player now that looks like them.
Yeah.
You can't go to the ball court, and you know how we used to do back in the day. You call your shot, you be like, yo, that's that MJ or whatever. Kids can't be LeBron, but they can be Steph. They feel like they can be Steph.
Yeah. Yeah. If you and this is what I've been looking at for the last 8 to 10 months on a basketball court. You got 10 kids running on a court. You got a 5-on-5 full court game. You'll have 5 to 6 wearing Nike, 3 to 4 wearing Under Armour, and maybe 1 to 2 pairs of Adidas. It's been like that in New York here on the courts that I spend a lot of time on with organized ball, with coaching and managing a basketball team and all that. It's been that way for the last 10 months.
Yeah, I believe that.
There's been games and tournaments where I've went and Adidas isn't even in the building. Nowhere to be found. So that's going to show you that there's a shift in the consciousness of what kids want to play in. Ain't that right, Ben Berry? Where's Ben Berry? You guys hear me?
Absolutely.
Yep, I got you.
Okay, cool. How's Mr. King doing over there? What's he seeing down where he's from?
What's going on, OSD family?
How you doing, Papa? With that big raincoat box behind you. Daddy.
High chair box. You already know what it is.
What you seeing down there on the court?
More so Nike and Jordan brand than anything. Some Adidas. Really, it's kind of the opposite. Not much Under Armour. You might see a pair or two here and there, but the sneaker climate here, as far as basketball, they're all still, pretty much sucking off the teat of the swoosh still. So if it doesn't come out of an orange or a black box, they typically won't fool with it.
Well, you are in a major distribution city. I gotta give you that.
This is true.
Under Armour hasn't set up distribution over there yet.
Where are you at?
I hear though.
Where are you at?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay, yeah, you're right there in the heart of it. So what Jordan shoes are you seeing on the courts? Are you seeing those, or are you seeing some of the new stuff, the CP3s, the Blakes, the 29?
Some CP3s. a lot of more of the game shoes. You'll see 28s, stuff like that. Some of you'll see some LeBron stuff. You'll see. I hadn't really seen much Melo stuff. The only person I've seen playing Melos are me.
He said me.
It's a good shoe, but it's a little pricey.
It is. It is. But a lot of Hyperfuse, Hyperdunk, that type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you do see Under Armour, what shoe are you seeing?
A lot of spines, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I have seen spine. I have seen a couple pair of torches. And I saw one guy in a pair of black ices a few weeks ago.
Wow. Under Armour, that TJ Maxx sale game is excellent for Under Armour right now.
Sounds like it, right? Sounds like it, right, Steve?
That's right. Go get them discounts, try them out, get 2 pair, lovely.
Word. So we have to watch and see what the ratio is this summer as far as brand presence on the hardwood and the blacktop. Ben Berry's over there playing video games, so he can't weigh in. I know he's been on a few courts lately. Love to know what he's seeing. But once again, really quickly, before we move to the next subject, on screen is the information and where you could find information, rather, about the summer 2015 social studies class. Head on over to osdlive.com. In the blog section, all the information you need, as well as the sign-up link, is right there. And by all means, you have until July 7th to sign up. And if you miss it, you miss it. Straight up and down. But we got a lot of good stuff coming for this class this year. And we're looking forward to people signing up and experiencing the new wrinkles in the toe box, as we say, right, D. Wells?
For sure, for sure.
Social studies. My mic works now.
There you go.
Yeah. So Ben.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
What have you been seeing as far as the ratio of brands on the hardwood and the blacktop these days out in the mean streets of Jersey?
Actually, I'm in New York now. I'm doing the West 4th tournament. I'm doing pictures for them 3 times a week. And the funny thing is, West 4th is what they call the cage.
Yeah.
Like if you ever get off on anywhere in Manhattan, I believe it's 6th Ave.
Yep.
And you say the cage, and people know, oh, that there's a Fila shoe named after it. A lot of people played there. But so Nike is the title sponsor for the West 4th tournament.
Yes, they are.
A lot of people, because it's a pro AM. There's a high school at a 4:30 game, and at 6 o'clock is the pro AM. Because it's pro AM, and you see a lot of players in the clutch fit drive. I come to find out the reason why you see that is because a lot of tournaments around the country are held by Under Armour. And when Under Armour sponsors something, they outfit you head to toe. Slides, sneakers, socks. Because you always see the same socks with the triangles in the back, a la Elite socks, Elite design. But you see a lot of clutch fit drives. I'm surprised at that.
Yep.
That and a lot of LeBron soldiers. Kids love LeBron soldiers.
Yep,
And
they have for the last couple of years. They've loved LeBron soldiers.
They should. It's the best price point. You get all the tech. The new LeBron Soldier 9 has the same hyperposit wing that the $200 LeBron 12 has.
Yep. So, I mean, the ratio's changing, right, Ben?
It is. Yeah, it really is. And I heard this said before. It actually was announced. It's on NBA.com now. The terms of the Nike deal with to outfit them.
Nice.
One of the surprising things that I seen was that Nike will not only be doing the NBA, they're doing the D League and the WNBA, and they will have a heavy WNBA presence, as they have for the last couple of years.
They snatched the D League from Adidas too?
They took the D League. And even the NBA, the 3X tournament that nobody even knows about, they're doing that. They made a point to include Jordan Brand, Nike, and Converse in the press release. If you read through it, anytime you see the name Nike, which is in all 4 capital letters, you see Converse and Jordan Brand next to it.
Yeah, but
so
Converse is making shit for the blacktop, so.
I'm sorry?
Converse ain't making shit for the blacktop or for the hardwood, so it matters not.
Not right now. 2017 is a long way away.
They could retro D Wades or something until then.
Oh,
Converse ain't doing shit.
Don't be surprised if you see Dennis Rodman sneakers under a different name and as hybrids for Converse.
Wow. That's gonna go to
Dennis Rodman. Okay.
That's gonna go to
Dennis
Ross.
Rodman. Think of the Converse pedigree. Kevin Johnson, Dennis Rodman. Those are two very big athletes for Converse.
Yeah, but if they're not putting the run and slam back out, who gives a shit?
You're gonna ask for the 1-star pro?
No. Give me some fast breaks over any of that other shit.
You want the All-Star 2009 or
No.
2K9?
No, absolutely not. The fuck was that?
I like that shoe. That's the first shoe Dwayne Wade wore that was Converse. I really like that.
I know, but again, what the fuck was that?
Is it Chuck Taylor with the circle on the outside?
I get you. I totally understand you, but the rhetorical question and reaction to how it looked was, what the fuck was that? You see ridiculous face? Do that face, ridiculous.
That's funny. Also, while I have the press release up, they go on to say that they're talking about so the fashion. Does anybody remember the fashion show that happened this year? That's never happened ever.
We had the horrible NBA All-Star fashion show that was judged by Chuck and a couple other people who can't dress.
I didn't. Was it really? Was it Charles Barkley that was doing it?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Not in a good way though. But so it's talking about the 8-year deal, and it makes reference to All-Star Weekend and new events. As far the partnership will activate around several NBA events such as NBA All-Star, NBA Global Games, NBA Draft presented by State Farm, and NBA Summer League and NBA 3X, like I mentioned, and Basketball Without Borders. So I think it's interesting that they're talking about new events and collective efforts to grow the game globally. That was interesting to me.
Interesting.
But I really do want to look at this Converse and Jordan thing. I'm curious to see that, if I have any anticipation. I'm going to miss seeing the 3-stripe warm-ups, though, because it was the cleanest thing ever, in my opinion.
I mean, they did a really good job on some of their stuff. I think, I don't know. I would say that Reebok did too before then, but it's just, it's apples and oranges, you know.
Completely.
Everybody does a good job at certain things, so, you know, we'll just have to wait and see what Nike's got for the game.
Kadoma, I think it was you that mentioned whether Adidas or not felt like they got their return on their investment, or they got something out of the deal. What are your thoughts on that? I was just curious.
Well, I mean, they kind of bowed out, you know, really vocally, in my opinion. I don't think they needed to do that. Right? I mean, they could have just kind of bluffed their way and drove up the price so a competitor would have overpaid on that. Right?
That's super true, because they did put out a press release saying that they weren't in the running months ago.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like, once you do that, I don't know. I really don't know. And then, like a month or two later, they come out with another press release. We're committed to sport.
I think the reason that they did that was just like that guy who breaks up with a girl, so he shits on her.
Yeah.
So that nobody else will warn her.
That's a crazy analogy.
I mean,
I think it is similar to that though, Paper. I think
it is because
it's one of the things where.
Go ahead, Steve.
I think it's one of the things where, like you said, if it's like, nah, I ain't fucking with them. You know, you bow out way ahead of time, and don't waste your time with the clamor and the sell up. You know, you not trying to oversell yourself, knowing that you just go ahead and cut your losses and go. If you know you're gonna cut your losses, don't just cut them. Ask them, motherfucker.
But this is almost before the bad reports come out and the consolidating, and you know, and then they came back with the new CEO, right?
No, they don't have the new CEO yet. They announced
they don't have a CEO yet, but they came back with someone and kind of gave everyone a feel-good speech about, we've kind of reviewed everything, and we've decided we're committed to American sport.
Listen, Adidas had to come out and say the things that they said and make the adjustments they made for two reasons. Number one, they lost position to Under Armour as a sports brand. Number two, they lost position to Skechers as a footwear brand. So the shareholders want to know, what the fuck are y'all doing to fix this shit? They had to say something. So they made it clear that they were going to cut their losses on the licensing with the NBA. All right, guys, don't panic. Don't sell off yet. We retooling. Chill for a minute. We got rid of that bitch.
Yeah. And sitting on the hottest technology in the game and not using it, it's
Exactly.
like
They're about to start using it.
They are, but they are. What I'm saying
For
is, from an investor standpoint, the investors are like, we handed you a missile, blow some shit up.
Exactly.
Y'all sitting there polishing the missile.
Exactly.
Fire it up and let it go.
Exactly. So that was the reason why you heard so much from Adidas after all those results came out. Because it's like, yo, you guys are publicly getting a shellacking. Fucking Skechers? If I'm a shareholder of Adidas and I own a lot, like I don't own that many shares of Adidas, but if I own as many shares of Adidas as other people do, they're going to go, Skechers, dog? The fuck's going on right now?
Yeah, I'm not gonna knock Skechers. If I could buy 3 stocks right now, it'd be Nike, Skechers, Under Armour.
Exactly.
It's
But
not
we know
necessarily what I like, but that's the smartest buys on the market, in my opinion.
I would go UA. I would go UA, but Adidas would still be in there though. I wouldn't dip on Adidas.
Would they be in
with
your
the
top
World Cup
3?
and the Olympics coming?
Would they be in your top 3?
Adidas, yes.
Yeah, absolutely they would. Because if you know it's coming, you can't do stocks according to favorites. You got to do stocks according to the business. And
Yeah.
with the year with 2016 coming, I know exactly. Yeah, they would absolutely stay up.
Listen,
Well-
I think on average, as far as making dope sneakers, Adidas has it for the last 2 years.
Really?
The Lillard was great.
Wow.
I think the Lillard is the best sneaker to come out in 2 years. It's the most well-balanced sneaker.
Not those PDX carpet bullshit. The ones.
No, I mean the D Lillard one as a silhouette.
Okay.
I
all
can't
right.
think of a better sneaker in the last 2 years.
If we're talking just stocks, I would have to say, after again, Susquehanna put out some numbers. They upgraded Skechers. I've been on Skechers, kind of saying they're surprising people. Their stock has continued to make a lot of money for people. So if I say just from a stocks perspective, it would be Skechers 1, Under Armour 2, Nike 3. In terms of product, I would definitely say Under Armour 1, Skechers 2, Adidas 3.
Now I'm unfamiliar, so I would need help. But where does New Balance rank? Are they down? Are they up?
For me, they wouldn't rank.
They're not ranked.
New Balance is not a publicly traded company.
Yeah, they're private.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. See, I'm
They're
like a
private,
prefix. I'm
so-
unfamiliar.
And number 2, they lost out to Skechers 2 years ago, so they still struggling.
Yep.
I just saw a New Balance article in, what was it, the Wall Street Journal today? Or
Was it
some
about
outlet.
the lawsuit? They just got hit with a crazy lawsuit.
Oh
They
no,
lost,
this was positive.
positive.
Yeah, this
So
was
it just
about
hit
their
today.
customization.
They got hit with a lawsuit, D?
Yeah, Chinese court stuns New Balance with a $16 million verdict. Lessons on doing business in China.
Wow.
I just skimmed the article real quickly. This is over on the National Law Review.
Wow.
And I got to read it more closely to find out all, but it's not a good one. It's not a positive for New Balance.
We'll publish that tomorrow on the OSD website. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all we'll do.
I just got it. Literally just hit. It just hit.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, it's basically says, they're saying that
A designer
New
store?
Balance with a $60 million verdict for violating a trademark of a Chinese individual. So basically, his name is Zhu Yuling, In
Oh,
addition
okay.
to the $60 million verdict, to avoid further consumer confusion, the court ordered the Chinese affiliate of New Balance to stop using Xinbai term to market its product in China and required them to publicly apologize for the harm it caused Zhu. Zhu being the plaintiff, spelled Zhou. So I got to read this more closely because there's some big numbers. We're talking a class action suit, a class 25 suit going back to 2004. So
That's amazing.
yeah. So
Somebody was.
I'll put this up in the on the OSD blog tomorrow. But basically, it seems like New Balance in China was infringing upon someone's name as well as a similar product. And just kind of the short and sweet version of it. So. Yep.
Wow.
Things are changing. Things are changing. So, I mean, other news regarding New Balance, they're opening up. Again, this hit the kind of the wires today. They're basically going to go on the tour with all these summer concerts that are taking place and setting up their version of the New Balance pop-up shop where you can actually try on sneakers and make customized New Balance sneakers right then and there at the actual venue and have them shipped to you wherever you want. So there was like 5 different cities. Help me out. One is called, oh my goodness, where's Bonnaroo held? That's
Bonnaroo's in Tennessee.
I was going to say Tennessee. Yeah, thank you.
Here.
So you got one coming to your neck of the woods this summer. I'll try to find, it's like 5 cities. Where did it go? Sorry, I've got like 3 different screens open here, and a lot of the news, particularly from these websites or newspapers out of the country, they don't hit until like 8, 9 o'clock at night. So, always interesting. I'll find that as well, and I'll share that in the chat room, and we'll post that as well. So, big things are happening. A lot of movement. Oh, yep, here's the Nike contract for the NBA. 8-year. Wow. An 8-year deal? Damn.
How much is the numbers?
I don't know.
It's kind of interesting. They're not saying the numbers. Huh.
They're not.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting.
What I think this is gonna have a big impact is the swingman jersey. Now, follow me with this. No, seriously, the swingman has been around for a while. Like, it's the cheaper version of the authentic jersey.
Right.
In the last, I don't know, 15 years, 3 different Adidas has had it, Nike's had it, Reebok's had it, and all 3 times they've been completely different. Like the Rev, what's the swingman right now? The Rev 30. Rev 30, I think, is what Adidas is.
Really?
I'm sorry.
I'm not familiar with what the replica jerseys at all. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, there's like 3 tiers. There's authentic. There's like the swingman, and then there's the replica. The replica is like what the the 90s champion jerseys, like the press-ons were.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, but Reebok, they did a version of that. Nike did a version of that, and Adidas did a version of that when they each had their time. And it would just be interesting to see, because I know Adidas uses stitch, and that's a big thing with people in jerseys, whether they're stitched or not. So that's just something to look out for if Nike does it. What's going to be their cloth, textile, material push that they're going to do?
I think you can look at the NFL and how they've handled that. They have the same thing. The what do you call that? The replica, the swingman, and the authentic. They have a name different, but I think there's a little bit different materials on each one, and I'm willing to see if they're going to redo some of these logos like they've done with the Dolphins, and who else got the Seahawks got redone. So it'll be interesting if we're going to see some Oregon Duck looking uniforms in the NBA.
Well, from what I know, obviously for other corporate experience, that brand identity of the team remains with that team, and it's their job to create and change that. So Nike's not going to have unless a team decides to give that creative control to Nike, but I don't think the NBA will approve that. So the identity of a team and the logo and branding has to, of course, be done by that team and be approved by the league. So I don't see Nike ever having that kind of control over it. I could be wrong, but just from what I know because of what I do, I don't think that's going to happen. It'd be interesting to see what it looked like, though.
I mean, as much as we think that it's
Steve, I want to say it could happen because I think they'll go in there with some charts and they'll show them, look how many Seahawks jerseys we sold once we revamped this design, or look how many Dolphins jerseys we got going on. So let's never say never.
I'm all for it because they haven't shown yet that they fail at that. If there's one thing that they actually do well in design, it's that. You know, as much as we all, everyone loves to reference the Oregon Ducks. Name me one brand in sports marketing that's worked better. None.
Yes. No, I can name one better.
Word.
Who's that?
Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I don't think, but that wasn't a redo.
I was gonna say the Steel or the.
That wasn't
Oakland
a revamp. Like
Raiders.
the old Oregon Ducks, all the way up to the new Oregon Ducks. Not even a close comparison. Notre Dame is still gold helmets.
No, but I mean as far as logo and branding, Notre Dame changed.
Yeah, they did. What I mean is, I still think Oregon has it better on the terms of the scope of how they changed, like going from this kind of cow town to sports marketing juggernaut.
Yeah, well, Nike changed everything. Tinker designed the new basketball court. They changed the football uniforms, all that.
That's what I mean. But that's what I'm saying. My reference as a designer is if it works, I'm not going to be mad at it. You're not going to get me to pull the traditionalist card. If they revamp the whole damn NFL and it look better, good for them. It's time to change. You know, so I don't think we should be afraid or scared of that. I think embrace that because they might just come up with something better. Again, for me, for my money, in terms of Nike, screw their shoes. Give me their brand design department. Whoever's doing that is the winningest person out there right now.
That is
I'm curious.
That's a whole revenue stream for Nike that would be crazy. But you know what the sad part of that is? Nike would make a whole lot of money doing that, redoing the logo and branding for all those teams that they have endorsement deals with.
Yeah.
But the people doing the work wouldn't make an extra dime worth a damn.
Nope, I hear you there. So props to the people. I go on record officially in saying props to the people who do that work. Not the brand, but the people.
Because we know that when you work for Nike or any other brand in the creative realm like that, the work you do for them belongs to them. So the people who actually really did it would never get any props.
Right.
That's the fucked up part about that.
Yeah, ask Mark Dolce. Is it noteworthy that Nike's gonna be the first one to have their logo on NBA jerseys, like visible, not just like in that corner, like in the corner on the size tag?
I don't know.
It's just crazy to think about.
No, that's official. They're the first ones to do it.
To do what?
That became official early today.
Yeah, exactly.
That was part of the deal that they cut with Nike. Actually, from what I read something earlier, that was one of the main things that was taking so long.
Is that Nike's logo can be visible on the uniforms?
Right, they were pushing for that, and I think initially, now of course all this is rumors, it's all hearsay, but they say Nike was NBA was resisting that at first, but they finally gave in.
Man, I see the NBA having soccer jerseys in 5 years. So
yeah, that's why they need that Nike logo visible because it's going to be covered up by the whatever other logos.
I'm about to say they about to go with all kind of logos.
Exactly. Yep.
Could we call Nike a biter if they do sleeve jerseys?
So, I mean, that's the way it's going. So,
listen, don't be surprised if the Nike uniforms look like pro combat shit. Don't be
Oh, no
stupid.
doubt. We already know that. We
Yeah.
already know they're going to come with some of that anyway. But
Yep.
to answer your question, can you call Nike a biter? I bet you Nike don't give a damn what you call them as long as you keep calling them to the bank.
And it's not them biting if it's an NBA mandate. If the
Once
NBA says we want tight fitting jerseys, they're answering to a creative brief. So Nike's not biting doing that.
that's true too, but I don't think they care about the whole biting thing as long as they cutting checks.
No, they don't care about that at all because they're gonna say you did it, but we
Right.
did.
It's true. That's
Did
true.
it.
Jerseys aren't going
Did
anywhere.
it with a capital DID. So it's going to be a whole lot more at play as far as licensing and branding in a few different leagues over the next couple of years. That much I can tell, I can say. But
I had a discussion about this earlier with a coworker of mine, and I'm curious to know what y'all think about this. We're really gonna know how much people really, really are dedicated to Nike because like he's a Nike head. He's straight. He makes no bone, makes no bones about the fact that he loves Nike. He's Nike, 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 and I'm like, there's more to the world. There's other brands that are doing really good things other than Nike. And we always have this big discussion going back and forth. But his thing is now that Nike has the jerseys, he's gonna buy jerseys again. And that's funny to me because I'm like, is that the only reason you rock jersey? Well, I can only rock a Nike jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I remember when the craze was, the Nike craze was kind of wild back in the day when they had the remix going on. And I'm curious, do y'all think the jerseys are gonna make a comeback now that Nike has the licensing, not just for the NBA, but let's remember they've had it with the NFL for a year or two now.
Yeah. I mean, to me, there's nothing wrong with being brand loyal and having your favorite brand, but I see your point too, Heath. There's a lot more out there, and what they say, variety's the spice of life. So Nike don't cut you any checks. You're a free agent. You're able to go out there and buy whatever product you want and support your favorite brands. Like
I
I
mean,
may have Vans is my favorite skate shoe and Adidas is my favorite running shoe. If I had a favorite basketball shoe, it'd probably be Jordan.
but
So
what's funny is I don't really. It's not even so much the brand loyalty that bothers me. I think what I call it is the brand blindness. I think that's what bothers me. I call it brand blindness. Like, okay, we know Nike is great. And Nike does a lot of really, really great things.
yeah,
But let's not act like they shit don't stink. You
but
know what I'm
then
saying? Let's not act like they don't do things that don't work. And that's the problem that I have with a lot of people who are quote unquote brand loyal because
yeah,
they act like, they don't do anything bad, and if they do something bad, they turn a blind eye. That's what I don't like.
but then again, you got kids, and we all know that one kid that ain't ever ventured away from vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, yeah. And he's constantly talking about how vanilla ice cream is the best ever when he's never tried anything else. You know what I'm saying? So how can you really know how great it is if you haven't really ventured off and tried other things?
well,
I
here's
wish somebody would take Photoshop and then take the branding off like the 10 most popular sneakers and just switch them around and then just post them online and see. I would love to see that.
Or better yet, I think Chadio brought this up a couple of years ago. I would love for them to just take the brands off, period, and just let the shoe stand for what it is, and then let's see what people will go for. You see what I'm saying? Like this, let's just take the brands off and pick out a shoe.
it's
You
a
know
nice,
what I'm saying?
it's a nice idea, but from the business perspective, it's the stupidest idea ever.
I mean, of course, from a business. No, I'm talking about just from an aesthetic and just a customer standpoint. Business wise, of course, you have to have that branding. I mean, that's the most important to your business. I understand that, but I'm just saying from a standpoint of let's just. I want people to sit back and just look at the shoe for what it is. And sometimes the shoe is more important than the branding to me. You know what I'm saying? If it's a dope shoe, it doesn't matter what branding's on it.
Yeah, I would argue to say some of the most popular shoes have minimal branding. You know,
Good point.
the Jordan 3 had very
Right.
minimal branding at the time. The foam posit
Phone positive, yeah.
had
The
very
Minimal?
Rocket Flight.
The
What?
Rockies, yeah.
the Air Max 95 had very minimal branding.
Wait. You said the Jordan.
Uh,
You said the Jordan 3 had minimal branding. Are you forgetting that big ass plastic tab on the back?
Uh, I mean, back in those days, your pants legs kind of covered that.
But back then they did.
shit. I was about to say, you and I both know everybody is trying to make sure their pants don't cover it.
You know how big that plastic back tab is on a 3?
I mean, there's nothing on the side of the
And
shoe.
early '80s jeans was a little. They were slim, bro.
Yeah, they were.
Okay, let's go back to the 2 then. The Air Jordan 2 is very minimal branding.
Okay, I can rock with you on that. I can rock with you on the 2 more than 3.
The 2, yes, 'cause that was a dress shoe.
I
That was
would still say the 3 was very minimal branding compared to basketball shoes at that time in '88.
I think what's killing you is the word "very." I think that's what's really messing you up with
Hey,
the 3.
you look at the entire front and sides of that shoe, there's like no branding on there whatsoever. There's a
Yeah,
jump.
that's true.
Oh, right, there's nothing. But they made up for that shit on that back tab.
Right.
And on the tongue, but
And on the tongue. I was just about to say, and on the tongue.
That's what Adidas is doing right now. Look at the D Lillard. Look at the Crazy Light 15, the one with the.
Oh yeah, and
foams.
the D Lillard, the Lillard.
Yeah, even the Lillard too.
Here's where Nike's going to win to answer your question, Heat, in my opinion. Adidas had the licensing for apparel for the NBA, right?
Right.
And we all know Adidas would purposely fuck up and change the colors so that they wouldn't match Nike shoes purposely.
One of my favorite moves, by the way. I love that move by them.
Yeah, but that no longer is going to happen. Now you're going to get exact and proper matches of everything because the company that puts out the most all-star shoes also makes the apparel and the jerseys too. So,
And they can keep it away from the other brands, just like they did it from them.
well, they will. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be as far as color consistency and brand consistency because it's all being made by one brand.
I can dig it.
Not only did they extend Black History Month into the end of January, but now they got some consistency in terms of colors and packaging and everything else for Black History Month / All-Star / everything. So I do think jerseys are gonna and off-court apparel and stuff, it's gonna take a bump up because of that consistency that's gonna be there. I do think that.
I think warm-ups are going to take a step down. I loved seeing City, Line, and then basketball everywhere. Everywhere. From the high school level to the college level to the professional level. When Adidas did it, it was the City, the Line, and then the basketball, and then team colors. That was, I'm going to admit, I really like
But
that.
I hated that, though. I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that everything looked the same.
Oh, you're crazy. I love that.
I didn't like that. I didn't. I mean, traditionally, your warm-up didn't look the exact same as your competitor. I didn't like that.
Traditionally, warm-ups were like three-quarter sleeves and V-necks and super heavy.
And that's what made them so iconic and dope. I mean, dog, nobody's ever done. Dog, no, you can't tell me you see a 76ers warm-up and old school warm-up and still don't be like, yo, that shit is crazy. Come on, man. The old school Hawk. Hell yeah. Even to this day, that shit is crazy.
Even the old school.
I mean, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. I don't like the same look of all that other shit. Like, there's nothing to. It's so watered down now. It's like, hell, y'all might as well just throw on a fucking t-shirt and keep it moving.
I don't know. In sports, I like uniformity. I like I like what UFC did, having all the same clothes. I like the 3 stripes on the side. I like the city name, and then basketball. You know, you felt official. High school kids that got their T-shirt with their city or their city and then basketball were so hyped. They wore that every day because it was pride. You don't really have the pride with player exclusives anymore because you know there's not really that.
So basically, you're that kid. You're the one kid in America that doesn't want to go to Oregon.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I believe that there's a lot.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking you that though. I'm just asking.
Do I want to go to Oregon?
No, you're the one kid in America that doesn't want to go to Oregon because most kids, most of these young kids, these young people, they love the uniform changes. That's why Oregon is doing what they do. And you got other brands who are doing that. Hell, you got down here. Georgia is like a way of life, Georgia football, and they're even changing it. And these older cats hate that shit. But that's what the kids want. They want different uniforms. They hate the old school traditional same old same. You know what I'm saying? Even Alabama switches it up from time to time, and they never change their uniform. So I guess what I'm saying is like people like different uniforms. Like you in the uniformity, that's different to me.
Mm.
Uniformity is more in line with tradition, and a lot of universities don't want to be seen as the same old stodgy uniform-like tradition anymore. They want to be seen as being able to adapt to changing times. Yes, they have a
Right.
heritage, but
like I said, they're missing out on recruits because of it.
yeah, when you have, and I used this example earlier, and Steve used this example too. You talk about Oregon and Notre Dame that I brought up. Those are two of the most traditional flipping schools in America.
Oh yes, yes sir.
And they changed their branding. The tradition hasn't gone anywhere, but the perception of it had to change because people were like, yo, y'all niggas is old. Y'all looking old. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's
You know what? To steal a line from my man Staley from one of his albums. It's classic, but old school mixed with new school. That's all it is. It's classic and old school mixed with new school. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, they're getting some of everybody with it. They're getting the young people with the new uniforms, but they still take a nod to the past, and they have some of the old uniform designs, and they bring that back as a tribute and all that type of stuff.
You're not in a branding sense. This debate happens all the time, but from a professional branding perspective, you're not losing anybody. A Cadillac is still a Cadillac. A Ferrari is still a Ferrari.
Yep.
Traditions change and also fall off given the birth and death of generations. So something that got passed down from granddad to dad to son is still always going to have a generational spin on it because as times change, things change. The sharpest blade will dull with enough time. You take the edges off of some of those traditions and you make it modern, the tradition at its core is still the same, but it's going to keep changing. It's inevitable that it cycles like that.
Yeah, it's true. It's totally true. So I think you're going to see that in the NBA uniform. You're definitely going to see that, but you're also going to see the fact that the NBA wants to change anyway. They want to go global, which is a push that they haven't done in the past. They want to assimilate more to what a European sensibility is.
You know, a good example even closer to home is when the NFL started doing the female cut jerseys. That went over like gangbuster.
Yeah.
Because the women weren't going to wear their boyfriend's baggy jersey.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. Whoever came up with that was brilliant because it allowed women to show how much they love the game just as much as guys, but they don't have to have a big ass baggy jersey on.
Right. And let me tell you,
and the women love it. I mean, they buy it up.
And in a traditionalist sense, that was off the radar. That was completely off the reservation.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
They didn't do so well with it this year. You can thank Ray Rice for that. But
oh, come on. You just had to go there, didn't you?
I'm saying.
You had to go there, didn't you?
The NFL took a hit on a lot of levels because of that.
Come on, son. Come on, man. You didn't have to do that.
I'm just saying. I mean, we're talking about perception of branding and tradition. It happened. A whole lot of women was like, fuck that jersey. Fuck the Ravens. Fuck the 49ers. Fuck the Bears. All of them. I might have to sit here and watch this with you because you're my husband. I ain't wearing no jersey. These dudes is crazy. But it may be back. That may be back. Where's D. Wells at?
I'm right here.
All right. So before we round out the show, we got to let everybody know that it is official. Press is out there. You'll start hearing more and more about it, but it is official indeed. The Brooklyn Museum will be housing the exhibition The Rise of Sneaker Culture from July 10th to October 4th, 2015. Um, there's a lot of related events and things going on around it, but the exhibition itself will have residency at the Brooklyn Museum from July 10th to October 4th, 2015. If you plan on coming to the New York area during that next 3 or 4 months, it's one of the things you definitely would want to put on the list to check out. Folks like D. Wells have been working really hard behind the scenes to make sure that it's a dope experience, and we think that it's going to be something that you'll enjoy. But if you should miss it for whatever reason, when the residency ends here in New York, in Brooklyn on October 4th, it will be making how many other stops around the country, D? 3 or 4?
3 that have been confirmed. There's supposed to be a 4th added after Brooklyn. Then it's heading to good old Speedway down in Tennessee.
Yeah. So if you are coming to New York this summer, this is one of the things you want to check out.
Yeah, man.
Make sure you can hit us up, one of us Sole Doctors here in the area, and we'll be more than happy to meet up with you and, of course, share the experience with you. Props to the Brooklyn Museum, props to the American Federation for the Arts, props to the Bada Shoe Museum, Elizabeth Simmelheck and those folks up there. Props to everybody who is working on this in some way, shape, or form. This is the first time that something like this is hitting America. It's hit North America technically through the experience in Canada, but in America, this is the first stop, and this is the first for this on this level of worldwide cultural acceptance of sneakers. So do what you can to experience this however you can. Like I said, folks like D. Wells are working really hard, behind the scenes, in a curator type role to make sure that everything is tight and right. And we hope that you guys come see it and that you really, give the thumbs up to the experience when you come and see it. So once again, Brooklyn Museum, The Rise of Sneaker Culture, July
The Rise of Sneaker Culture.
July 10th to October 4th, 2015. Got anything you want to add to that, D.
No, I just love how the official name, the exhibit when it first opened in Toronto and now going to Brooklyn is called Out of the Box: The Rise of Sneaker Culture, and there's also an accompanying book, hardcover book, that was actually published by Rizzoli under the same title, and there's going to be a number of interviews. I actually did 2 interviews. I interviewed both Tinker and Eric Avar for the book, so you hear a real kind of personal me, breaking down, asking them questions about not only the design process but also their place in history and what it means to them. And you'll be surprised by some of their comments, and good surprise, not like some out of the like, oh yeah, everyone sweats me, but like, I'm still working, I'm still hungry, I still have a whole lot to do. So
good land, man. Good land.
So yeah, it's great work.
Good stuff. Brooklyn Museum is gonna be a lot of fun. I really hope people go out and see it. People who slept on it when it was in Toronto, here's your opportunity now. I mean, if you're like you said earlier, Paper, if you're in anywhere in the vicinity within the plane ride, car, yeah, you're gonna want to see this up close and in the flesh.
How can we get our hands on that book? How can we get our hands on that book, D?
The book will be available at the museum, but also online once the exhibit opens.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be. Can't wait for that.
So it's in New York from July 10th to October 4th.
14th or 4th.
4th.
So from July to October.
Yep.
5th floor.
Yep. Be in the house.
For a man from the 5th floor.
That's a good way to remember.
Yep. So we will be back next week for episode number 351. Is that correct, D?
Yeah, man.
We're just flying
351.
with time, man. I'm telling you, like.
Or we could just end the show and we just say the show doesn't exist. We stop. Didn't we say at one point we were gonna stop at 350? And then we were like, really? I don't
Imagine
know.
that.
For some reason, I remember us having a conversation about doing that at one point.
Stopping at 350. Now that's too far-fetched.
I know, right?
That's a bad joke.
Exactly. That's kind of funny to think that.
Bad joke. No, it's not. Not funny.
Oh man, that's funny. He said bad joke.
Bad joke. Not happening.
Are we definitely back next week? I mean, we should be.
We should be. I don't see why not.
We got to remind people once again to head on over to osdlive.com to the blog section to get all the info you need on registering for social studies, which begins on July 21st, 2 weeks after the opening of the Rise of Sneaker Culture at the Brooklyn Museum. Everything you need to know and how to register and sign up is there. And again, if you have any questions, please hit us info@OSD Live. We'll be quick, on the ready to answer them so that as many people around the world have all the information they need to sign up. So once again, we thank all of our past students and guest teachers and everybody who supported the event, our sponsors and everything else who supported the program. We're looking forward to a few more and some exciting things popping up for this time. So July 21st through September 8th, rather, the 8-week experience once a week. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you sign up. Don't be late, because once the class is filled, that's it until next semester.
Foot Locker supporting you. Foot Locker's backing you guys too.
Not.
No?
Not.
Social Studies?
They're not backing social studies. No.
Foot Locker's not backing you guys.
No.
Well, they should.
They should.
Call Foot Locker.
Foot Locker, call us. You know who we exist. So, D. Wells, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get out of here, right?
That is correct. It's about that time. Episode 350 is in the books. It's been good. It's been fun. Make sure you walk with us, talk with us, spread the word with us. Make sure you follow all on social media, all the platforms. And you know what? I actually have been posting a lot of stuff on Snapchat. So add me on Snapchat. I'm the same thing on every platform. I'm not hard to find. D Wells OSD. Let's tell some stories. Let's have some fun. Add me on Snapchat. Tell your branding story. Tell me about what sneaker got you not only going, but what sneaker have you missed? I want you to tell me that story. Put it together, snap it, and send it to me at DWellsOSD on Snapchat, okay? So there it is. That is the action of the day. So, Dr. Ben Berry, what do you got to say? Last minutes before we go. Keep it, as you say, keep it rolling.
I mean, OSD Live. You really want to go there? You really want to go to the Rise of the Sneaker Culture on July 10th. I heard they have really good things on display. Same old. Look out for me at Ben Berry, B3N Berry on everything.
Okay.
I got stuff coming out.
Cool. Mr. Brandon, what's going on? What's happening in good old Tennessee and beyond? Stuff you're working on?
Nothing really too tough is going on down here in Florida.
Okay.
Sneaker-wise, but as far as me, the site will be going live in a couple of days.
Nice.
We had some slider problems with the homepage, so we're getting that taken care of. So a couple of days, sneakershoptalk.com will be a real live working website.
Nice. Congratulations. Dr. Anita He, what's going on in the A and beyond?
Man, just doing a little consulting down here.
Nice.
We got some stuff coming out as far as hopefully finishing up a sneaker book. And y'all be quiet. Nobody knows this yet, but De La Soul is having a De La Soul Day at A3C.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm excited about that. They're having their own day.
Wow.
I'm so excited. Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that yet, but I'm trying to make some moves with Dunk Exchange. I've been working with them, trying to get a Dunk Exchange popping for A3C. So
Nice.
Hey, Heat.
yes, sir.
I knew that.
Well, you know, if you're a daylight head like I know you are, and I know D is, I know y'all probably knew that already, but a lot of people don't know
Hey,
that yet. They have
I'm
their own
glad to
day.
hear
They're giving
that.
them daylight all day. I think
Nice.
I want to say it's October 8th. I'm not sure exactly yet, but I'll let y'all know.
All right. All right. Dr. Ridiculous, what's going on with, man, you getting ready to get on a plane. Oh, we can't hear you. There you go.
That's right. That's right. About to get our time flying.
I thought you were going to be gone by now.
Nah, I got a couple more weeks. Time is flying by. It went from months to weeks to now just a couple of those. And we'll be out of here.
Nice.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it.
Looking forward to seeing all the stuff that you got in store.
There will be lots. There will be lots of that, and of course, taking the crew with me. I got my battery packs packed and ready, charged up, so the power will be on foot, Road Warrior style.
Nice.
Who else is next?
I think everybody else gone.
That's it. That's it, man.
That's it. Well, before you roll out, I gotta thank everybody for checking out episode 6 of From the Feet Up.
Oh yes.
Very much for checking that out. I gotta thank everybody also for the positive comments and feedback and dialogue on the Soul Collector feature that I'm in today in regard to how to make sneaker releases fair for everybody. Shout out to Brendan Dunn over at Soul Collector. Appreciate you putting me in on that. Shout out to everybody else involved. But I would love to share more of my idea, but I sprinkled it rather strategically in the Soul Collector piece for a reason, and it sparked a lot of dialogue and curiosity, so I appreciate everybody hitting me up trying to figure out what's in my brain. But as we say here on OSD, in order to get the details on that, you need to hashtag CTC.
Bars.
Check.
Cut the check.
So for you brands and you retailers, we have a solution to your problem. We have a way to stop a lot of the madness and mayhem. You're going to have to holler. Period.
And on that note, we are up and out. Y'all be good, walk good, talk good. See us next week, but more sure connect with us on social media as we do it and give you the raw and cut sneaker news and then some. The Sole Doctors and Disorderlies of Obsessive Sneaker Disorder. Until then, keep your laces tight, tightly, your tongue loose. And what do we say?
Wow.
No, not again. Get the dirty shit up.
Potholes in my love. Everybody sing.